On the eve of my departure to Japan, actually, I met an American poet in San Francisco who I knew. And we met by coincidence on the street. And I told him I was going to Japan. And he said, wait, there's somebody I want you to meet. And a few minutes later, an American Buddhist nun arrived. And I asked her, what do you recommend on my journey to Japan? And she said, don't stay in Tokyo. As soon as you arrive, go to some little fishing village, stay there for a few days, and then decide your next course of action. That's what I did. In Tohoku, there are so many places that inspire a feeling of poetry, and it's been this way for hundreds of years. Many of Japan's greatest poets have traveled through Tohoku and been inspired by the landscape, by the culture, by the people. And that is true even today. There are many places in Tohoku where you can go and you can experience poetic revelry. And as a photographer, these are the places that really inspire me to make my images. What I find very special about Tohoku is that there are a lot of very ancient memories that are still present in the landscapes there. And there are many places in Tohoku where you can go and you can feel something ancient. There's something in the wind. There are moments in which you feel that you're stepping back into time. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm not interested in the past per se. What I find very interesting is that there are these ancient currents of culture that, though they seem to have disappeared, they're actually still flowing through the landscape. They're flowing through the lives of people, and I'm trying to access those currents that that lie beneath our feet, and give them expression. And this is why the Soma area of Fukushima is very interesting for me. The samurai tradition there is still alive. And of course, when you hear this, most people would think, it's like, what? The samurai were finished, 150 years ago. But it's not true. It's not true. The samurai spirit is still alive in the people of the Soma area. And what I attempted to do with my project was to record that, to express the timeless quality of the samurai tradition that still exists and thrives in the Soma area. Well, I'd always been interested in the Yamabushi, the mountain priest tradition in Japan, and I always felt that it was kind of a closed world. But I was surprised to find that in the Dewa Sanzan region of Tohoku, there's an ancient Yamabushi tradition that is thriving, and that there are priests there that are actually open to having people from outside come and participate in the events, even foreigners. And this is really something that I recommend to everybody, because it's not only a discovery of the deep elements of Japanese relationship with nature, but it's also a great opportunity to encounter oneself in a fresh new perspective. The winters are long. The contrast in the seasons is very distinct. And so that the people who live in Tohoku, they're getting very rich experiences of nature in their daily lives. And then they have these old traditions that they are maintaining. And so I think it's because of this, because of the environment, because of the kind of the distance from Tokyo and from the other very populated areas, that they're really able to maintain their soul. And this is really what I feel when I go to Tohoku. You know, Tokyo and Kyoto, I mean, these are places where you can, there's a lot to cover. You know, there's a lot of things that you want to see. And you can move very, very quickly through those places. But I think that the way to experience Tohoku is to pick one place, stay a couple of nights, just stroll, just feel, just enjoy the moments that connect you with the nature, the ancient traditions in the area that are still there if you just take the time to notice and to feel. You can really feel this connection with the history and with ancient culture in Tohoku. But what I find really interesting is that there's also very much a cutting edge element in the culture. Say, for example, with the Yamabushi tradition. Now, there are women who can participate in the Yamabushi training. This was never before. And what is interesting is that the women that are participating are leaders in the fashion world, in the creative world. These are cutting-edge people that are participating in this Yamabushi training in order to know themselves better, in order to reconnect themselves with nature. And this is very much a postmodern, post-industrial perspective, to re-engage ourselves and with the planet. It's not only to encounter the past, but to encounter the future as well. Brownsfield, this is kind of my idealized version of Japan. It's a mixed match of many experiences that I've had around Japan, and from those experiences I've tried to recreate them here. For example, we have a 200-year-old thatched roof farmhouse. We grow our rice and vegetables along traditional ways. We make our own miso and soy sauce. So we're really trying to bring the best elements of the past with the present in order to create a better future.